Hi, I'm Kelly at Book and Paper Arts, and it's been a month since I came home from France with many a suitcase full of treasure, of vintage pieces. It's taken me a month to sort through them. Also, it's been one crazy month. I'll tell you about it later. Now that I've got things halfway situated, I want to show them in this video before I put them away and start working with them in my altered books. Some of the pieces that I'm going to show today are part of the Kelly Bowler Permanent Collection. Some will be for sale, and other pieces are going to be part of the French Ephemera bundle boxes that I have up all the time. I'm also going to be giving away a chance to win this French lace, this lace holy card of Joan of Arc. So if you want to know more about that, just jump to the end of the video and I'll tell you how you can be in the drawing. There's a lot of ground to cover, a lot of old stuff, a lot of treasures, so please pull up a cup of tea and join me in some vintage paper eye candy. If you like altered books, journal arts, and vintage books, paper, and other ephemera, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and be sure and turn on the notifications, and you will have more of them in your life. Let's go look at the good stuff. I'm going to start with some animal prints. And these are from 1824. I got this collection, and there are several hundred of these animal prints in the collection. Like that. Back in the day, in the 1700s, Monsieur Buffon created in the first modern encyclopedia with general information and pictures of animals that people were unfamiliar with. So now, when you see a Buffon illustration, they are kind of iconic. And they usually come in a book form. See, I have this teeny tiny one from 1811, and it's got the information, but it also has the iconic black and white print illustration. But it's very rare that I find them like this. They're not torn out of books. It was just a collection of the illustrations. Let's see. Yeah, it says a planche. So it's just the drawings. 1824. I'm going to be putting, I love how these are pretty eccentric. Because if you ask me, sometimes the illustrator didn't even know what these things look like. He was just having a fair, whimsical guess. And it's all right with me. I'm going to be putting one of these images in the new ephemera boxes. I'm also going to be selling a limited amount of bundles in 5s. So there'll be 5 of these in some bundles. If you want to find those and find out more information, look in the text box below this video, and it will reveal all. I want one of those and those. I'm also going to be putting some free printable versions on my website in the new year. So stay tuned for that. I just need to catch my breath. Then I'm going to do it. They're going to be gorgeous. Handwritten paper never, ever gets old for me. But that's probably because my passion is paper, ink, words, handwriting. They all come together to create a mystery. These are from, let's see. As you can see, I got a lot. I actually bought about 200 of these in September. Let's see. These are legal documents. This one is from 1810. And I just like everything about this, the way it's bled through. It's lightly bound here, just on the bottom there. Someone's tied them together. So this all probably pertains to one client or one property. And as you flip through it, you find these smaller sheets, all with the exquisite handwriting. There's some accounts here, and they're really messy. So they weren't meant to be beautiful things. They were meant to be practical accounts. And this even predates that. This goes back to 1809. But again, it's probably the same property. And 1809. And you can see it references Napoleon, who was emperor at this time. I'm selling this lot separately. Let me know if you need it. There are these other papers. This is 1812. It's got a little bit of marginalia there, some accounts. Let's see, this one's from 1839. And in this era, you were hired in an office for your handwriting, because there was no printing. It was all handwritten. So the script was usually extraordinary. Here's one with a lot of sweep to it. Ooh, there's another one, 1837, and it's got that sweep. That's actually a signature, that flourish. I am putting, as always, in the ephemera boxes, there are 2 or 3 of these in there. And for the first time, I am going to just sell some separate bundles of handwritten papers only. I've resisted doing that for years because, well, you know why? Because it's hard to find these. And I never had a surfeit. But I was very, very lucky, and I have a surfeit. So please check out the text below if you would like to see what's going on with the bundles of the handwritten ones, how those are being sold. I also, on my website, have some free printable scans of some old French paper, and I'm going to link to that below this video. So we've got something for everyone, handwriting-wise. Before I move away from the handwritten pieces, I wanted to show this one, which came with a lot that I got. And you can see that it's dated year 13, en 13. That is because in the French Revolution, they tore up the calendar and started all over again in around 1790. That was year 1. And so year 13 would have been about 1803, I think. If I have that wrong, if someone knows their history better, please let me know in the comments. And again, that's tied together here with a stitch. It's stitched together. Again, it's referencing Napoleon as the emperor. Just some little ad hominem accounts here, scribbled. Those are just like little scribbles. It's really fun. Do you know what this is? You do not know what this is because I don't know what this is. When I bought this vast lot of paper in September, my friend who sold it to me put it all in boxes and then put the boxes in my car, and I didn't look at it until I got home. In the boxes of things that I had chosen was this thing that I had not chosen. He just put it in as a gift. It says January 1918 to August 1918. And I said, it just was so charming, this parcel wrapped up in 100-year-old newspaper, that I was going to wait and open it on camera. So, shall we? see what's in the bundle. Yowza. It's mail. It's a lot of mail. That big bundle is from 1918. I also have some from 1915. And these black borders indicate that the person sending this letter was in mourning. And the stationery also has black borders. And since 1915 and 1918 would have been years of World War I, if you put those things together, you probably have some heartbreak here. That makes them very poignant. And then there's some of these that just open like little letters like that. There's no envelope. I am going to be putting a couple of these envelopes in the new ephemera boxes. Let's see. This is another kind of envelope that I got, a different kind of a story. All of them still have sealing wax. It looks like it's a G and a J. A G and a J, those are my husband's initials. Ha! I might give him one. So, they have letters there. And I just love the old sealing wax. I'm going to be using these in altered books as pockets. So you can put them there, and then I can either use the original letter and maybe alter it, or put another tag or something in there, a different kind of card. GJ. Then I have some plain old envelopes that are pretty adorable. You've got your stamp, your physical stamp, and then your kind of stamp. Handwriting. I think these are bills, because this will have been a company or a concern. Let's see what's in it. There's nothing in it. Okay. They're still going to make cool pockets for altered books. These are something a little different. These are bills. These are invoices. In France, they're called factures. And it's called a wrapper. So if you're ever at a vintage postcard show or a vintage mail show, you can say, do you have any wrappers? And sound really smart. And they're wrappers because they didn't spend money on envelopes. They just wrapped the single sheet of paper together and tucked it in there, and then adjust it like that. And hey presto, you have a bill. And I have a thing about these. Often the handwriting, again, like the secretaries, you probably, if you worked in this, if you were a clerk, you had gorgeous handwriting. If you've seen many of my videos, you know that I collect vintage French holy cards. If you're a new subscriber, if you're new here to the channel, I just want to say I'm not Catholic, but like artists for hundreds of years, I am fascinated with this religious, these images, these stories, the iconography, and they turn up in my work a lot. Usually in altered books, when I make pockets, sometimes these go in the pockets. This is a really special lot because More and more, I'm finding, even since I started collecting them, that it's harder to find old cards. Most of the ones I'm seeing these days are from the 70s. And these are all from the 1800s and early 1900s. That's 1911. I got, I was at a show in September. It wasn't a flea market. It was an antiques show. And there was a woman there with this box of what turned out to be 800 cards. And her prices were stratospheric. And I was scared of her. And, but I kept walking by her table, like literally for 3 hours, just coming back and coming back until I finally got up the nerve to offer her a price for the whole box. Thankfully, she did not yell at me, but accepted. So I have this treasure, this lovely treasure. I'm an optimist, and I'm not sure I'll ever see anything like this again. I haven't had much time to sort them. I did make a pile of just angels. Let's see, that's 1906. Because I especially am fond of putting angels in my altered books. And they're so stylized. Look, they have little star headbands. I want a star headband. That's beautiful with the muted colors and the scalloped edges. 1910. Let's see, there's a few up here. These black and white ones are quite old. This is from 1885. And this is a kind of like a stilograph. This is 1880. And as you can see, a lot of these cards were for First Communions. And they would have been given as gifts to the child who was taking the First Communion and to guests. This one's 1858. There are always holy cards in the French ephemera boxes. But again, like the handwritten pieces, I feel like I can finally afford to sell just the cards in bundles of 5 or 10. You know where the information is. It's in the text box below this video. Oh, I also have some free printable versions on my website, so go get them. I have 2 different kinds of holy cards here. These are mourning cards. And again, you can tell because they have the black border. This is a soldier from World War I. These were popular. They comforted people because there was a lot of loss. 1914, 31 years old. And there he is, this soldier, Marc-André. And even 110, 120 years on, these are very, very poignant. And there's a story with each one. So one side has a holy card, and on most of them on the other side is a photograph and a little poem about the loved one. That's beautiful. And these are called dentelle, which is the French word for lace. And that's because they have lace paper borders. Most of these are from the 1800s. And this one says, courage, no weakness. And these are they're very stylized. This one says Save France, and it's from 1870. This also, it's very small, but these are all lines written about the French nation. So they were being pretty patriotic there. Some of these are really beautiful. Again, just beautiful, tiny works of art. And that's one of the reasons I collect them. I make things with them, but I also just find them to be beautiful works of art. It's from 1886. It's purple ink. I love purple ink. This one's 1883. This one's unusual because it's in color. Color printing was rare-ish, more expensive. Again, this is an exquisite lot for me because often when I find these, and I look for them all the time, the lace has a lot of little bites taken out of it. The lace has a high attrition rate. Fingernails are your enemy when you're picking up these cards. But these, again, they were just in that lot, were in incredible condition. They were clearly part of somebody's own private collection. And this one, this is the pièce de résistance because it doesn't look like much on the front, but when you open it, there's a secret story inside. So I might alter this side, add an image here, and then you can have a little pocket for a beautiful page. Before we leave the holy cards, I want to say that I just got this one a few weeks ago, and it is a reproduction. It's also one but it's so beautiful. I just couldn't leave it there. It says Saint Jeanne d'Arc, Reims Cathedral, which is where I bought it. I'm giving this card away. If you would like a chance to win it, please leave me a comment or a question in the comments below this video. And then Monday, that's in 2 days' time, I will do a drawing and see if you won. And yes, it's open worldwide. So if you'd like to have a chance to win this card of Joan of Arc, please leave me a comment. Here is a piece that I made using some of the French ephemera. It is a pocket shrine made from an altered Altoid tin. And this was from a medal I got at a flea market of Lourdes. And inside you can see that I've used one of the holy cards, I've trimmed it, and then it's a scene from the grotto at Lourdes. Over here we have the beautiful lady. Underneath is some handwritten piece that I have then added encaustic wax to. So it's a little bit encaustic. In the old days, if you went on a pilgrimage, you might carry a pocket shrine with you. They didn't weigh much, and when you said your prayers and devotions, you would have this with you. Also for protection. Again, I mean these to be more pretty and whimsical. In fact, I mean, if you could actually turn off the lights here, you would see that she glows in the dark. So that's pretty whimsical. And it is for sale. I'm going to be making more of those altered pocket shrines. So I've been collecting these teeny tiny little figurines, pottery figures. So stay tuned. Here is an altered tin. It's actually a portable pocket shrine, an altered tin made into a pocket shrine, a portable shrine. It started out as a box of tablets, such as aspirins. It's a French tin. And on the cover here is a holy card that's from around 1896. And over that is this brass angel. I think it's brass. It's brass colored. Inside, I started with a background of handwritten text from the 1800s, and I added to that a layer of encaustic wax. So now it's very mysterious looking back there. Over that, I've added a rusty key and this teeny tiny little shrine to St. Anthony of Padua. And it's made out of a kind of I think a celluloid. Over here is a hand-embroidered scapular. And it's the Sacred Heart, and this is all hand-sewn and hand-embroidered. And inside is a little tiny note. And this is the one that came in the scapular itself when I bought it. And it says, "Stop, the heart of Jesus Christ is there." But you could also take this little pocket and add a photo or maybe a little bit of a prayer or a saying or an intention, whatever you want to put in there. And over here is a bead. It's made of bone, and it's a butterfly, so it's angel adjacent with the wings there. I came across quite a few oversized rosaries on this trip. I'm not going to list them too much. It's a very specialized thing, but they are from the 1800s and early 1900s. So all I can say is if you are... Oh, here, I'm going to show this because this is really different. It's the beads are like, they look like they're black onyx or some kind of black stone, and each one is inset with a little sparkly stone. I don't know if it's mother of pearl or something even more sparkly. And so it's beautiful and a little tacky at the same time. If you are looking for a special oversized rosary, drop me an email. This is called a protection pen. And someone would have collected these medals, which would have been very precious to them, and then put them on a pin that could be put inside your pocket or inside the lapel of your coat. It wasn't meant to show. It was meant to keep you safe. These are very well worn and have a lot of patina. That's St. Christopher, and there's an old-timey car there. I like that patina and the fact that they're worn because it means that somebody really loved these. And this makes me so happy. It's a teeny tiny, it was meant to be a locket, but it's got photos on the inside. And I'm not sure, they may be the Stations of the Cross. A lot of them are not in very good condition. They've deteriorated, but I just love the idea of a locket full of these little pictures, these little tiny holy cards. And I have some books. This is a French missal. It's a kind of a holy book with prayers and sermons and offices. So you would have had this for devotions, and it's from 1892, and it's unusual because the initials are on it R.D. That's an R. So Robert Downey Jr., please give me a call. Or if your initials are R.D. and you're curious, send me an email. This is a nice thing. It's a little newer. It's from the 1925. It's got this ivory color leather covers. It's in super good condition. And I've never really seen one like this. It's done very much in the style of an illuminated or illustrated manuscript from the 1200s to 1400s. So it's just an imitation of that, an homage to that style, but I just think it is charming, and an inspiration. I'm going to try to make some collage like this in the new year. This is a really small notebook, and it's all handwritten. These seem to be poems. The Love That's Not in Season. Yeah, that's a song. Or poems. They look pretty corny. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. They're not all corny. But this was a popular style of commonplace book in the late 1800s and early 19 teens. I cannot find a date in this book, but I'm going to go with around the 1880s. And then it has this little pocket of watered silk on the back. Let's see. Oh, I just like this because it's a book of poems, but it's from 1780. And I don't know about you, but that's really old. And that fascinates me. Even older, look at this, will you? This is very precious to me, even though it's in bad shape. It is from 1668. Looks, someone's actually doodled in the front there. It's 400-year-old doodling. All right, 300 and something. I would not part with this because I was just so lucky to get it. Ever since I was a small child, I have deeply loved and cherished books. And the idea that I have this one in my hand from the 1680s is so moving. Not nearly as old, but quite pretty, is this missal, and it's dedicated to Sainte Therese of the Little Flowers. And it's from 1930. It has these pretty end papers. It's in very good condition. And so if you have a thing for Sainte Therese, and I have met people who do, you might want this. Each page has pictures from her life on the edges. And throughout this are holy cards. There's one of Sainte Therese. I did not seed these. These were already in the book when I got it. So somebody, again, used this and loved it. And it does come with a box. The box is kind of dinged, but it's 90 years old. You might be too. Basta. I could do a whole other video with the stuff that I brought home, and maybe I will in the new year, but that's enough for today. If you would like to learn more about the French ephemera bundle boxes that I sell, There's a link below this video that will take you to my website, and there's a long description there that will tell you what all the fuss is about and how to buy. If you want more information about something in this video and it's not below this in the text box, please just let me know in the comments or send me an email. It may be that I'm keeping it for myself, or it may be that my brain doesn't like me and I forgot. That happens a lot these days. Again, if you'd like a chance to win this paper lace holy card of Joan of Arc, just leave me some feedback or a question in the comments below. I'm going to draw on Monday, and I'll put the name of the winner in that text box below this video. Until then, I hope everyone is having a creative weekend and happy making.